Good morning my dear students. Welcome back to online class. In this video we have to discuss about the same concept in the chapter of accounting for not-for-profit organization. Next we have to move to the question number 4 from the chapter accounting for not-for-profit organization of existing NPO, not-for-profit organization. Next we have to consider here. Therefore, first, following is the receipts and payments account of. Following is the receipts and payments account of Karavadi Sports Club and balance sheet as on 31st March 2020. Prepare incomes and expenditure account and balance sheet as on that date. So in the next line, balance sheet as on 31st March 2019. March 2019. So for the balance sheet, we will fulfill the headings: liabilities, amount, assets, amount, liabilities amount and assets amount. Under liabilities, first point, outstanding salary. Amount is 5,000. After that, capital fund 64,000. Let's come to the assets. Cash at bank 15,000. After that, outstanding subscription 2,000. Sports materials 30,000. Furniture 22,000. Balance sheet total 69,000. 69,000. Let's come to receipts and payments account as on 31st March 2020. 20. Receipts amount, payments amount. Receipts amount rupees, payments amount. So on the receipt side, to balance brought down. $15,000 to subscription $70,000 to entrance fees $10,000 to sale of old sports materials sports materials 2,000. Sale of old newspapers, sale of old newspapers 800. To rent 15,000. Let's come to the payment side. By salary, $22,000. By purchase of sports materials, 10,000. By investment, 30,000. By fixed deposit, 20,000. By postage, 1,500. By lighting charges, 2,000. By balance carried down, 27,300. So total of receipts and payments account is 1,12,800. 1,12,800. This is the information they are given related to the receipts and payments account and balance sheet of Karavali Sports Club. So in the next line, adjustment number one. Adjustment number one, it will say that outstanding subscription. rupees 5,000. Adjustment number 2. Subscription received in advance rupees 2,000. Next adjustment number 3. Outstanding salary rupees outstanding salary rupees 4,000. Adjustment number 4. Depreciate adjustment number 4 will say depreciate sports materials by rupees 800 by rupees 8,000, not 100, 8,000. Next point number 5. Half of entrance fees to be capitalized. Half of the entrance fees to be capitalized. Okay, this is the question they are given. So first we have to observe the question. What the things they are given. Read the question. What the information they are given. And finally we have to analyze and we have to interpret the solution. Just we have to go through the question. Okay, just we have to once again we will read the question. Question number 4, this one related to the chapter non-profit organization. So question is like this. Following is the receipts and payments account of Karavali Sports Club and balance sheet as on 31st March 2020. Prepare income and expenditure account and balance sheet as on 30 date only. Balance sheet details they are given. Balance sheet as on 31st March 2019. Liabilities amount, assets amount. Under liability side, outstanding salary, capital fund. So if the capital fund is given, means we can imagine this one is a existing NPO, and also one more clue is there. For previous year balance sheet and present year receipts and payments account they are given, then we have to imagine this will belongs to the NPO of existing. Let's come to the asset side. Cash at bank, subscription outstanding, sports materials, furniture is given. Let's come to the receipts and payments account. As on 31st March 2020, under receipt side to balance brought down, subscription, entrance fees, sale of old sports materials, sale of old newspapers, rent. Come to the payment side, salary, purchase of sports materials, investments, fixed deposits, postage, lighting charges, balance carried down. Next line, adjustments. Adjustment number 1, outstanding subscription rupees 5,000. Number 2, subscription received in advance rupees 2,000. Number 3, outstanding salary rupees 4,000. Adjustment number 4, depreciate sports materials by rupees 8,000. Next adjustment number 5, half of entrance fees is to be capitalized. So this is the information they are given. For this information, we have to make the solution by preparing the two ledger accounts. One is income and expenditure account. The another one is a receipts and payments account. So we have to read the questions. Now it's time to classify the transactions, whether the liability side where it will come, the assets where we have to divide, the receipts where we have to write, and the payments where we have to write. Assets and liabilities are there in the receipts and payment. That how can we balance everything we have to write and before classification. After classification only we have to do this. Let's come to classify here. Prepare receipts and payments account of Karavali Sports Club. It is not an institution, it is a club. Which club? Sports club. Yeah, the sports club Karavali Sports Club. So balance sheet is given. So under balance sheet, first liability side, salary is given. Salary is a expenses, but it is belongs to the last year, so we should deduct expenses minus capital fund, balance sheet we have to write. Let's come to the assets and cash. Ignore this value, we won't consider. Why? This it is carry forward. Subscription is an income, but it is a last year subscription, so we should deduct minus from income. Sports material, new balance sheet. Furniture, we will write in the new balance sheet. Let's come to the receipt side. Under receipt side, incomes and liabilities are there, we have to divide. And the payment side, expenses and assets will be there, that also we have to divide. First, to balance brought down, we won't consider this balance because it is come from the previous account, so we should ignore this one. Subscription, so it is an income. Entrance fees, for this there is an adjustment. Adjustment number 5 it says that half of entrance fees to be capitalized. That means half of entrance fees you should be considered as a capital. Remaining half, what we have to consider? Half income, half capital. Okay, out of this 10,000, 5,000 is capital, 5,000 is a income. Next, the sale of old sports materials, income. Sale of old newspaper, income, right? Income. So these are all the incomes. So receipts and rent is given as income, payments and rent is given as expenses. So that we have to consider. Salary is a expenses. Purchase of sports material, it is belongs to the assets which will come to the new balance sheet. Investment, assets, new balance sheet. FD, fixed deposit asset, new balance sheet. Postage expenses, lighting charges expenses, balance carried down, balance sheet we have to write in the name of cash at bank. This is about the classification. Let's come to the adjustment. Adjustment number 1, it will say that outstanding subscription for this one is the present year. So first we should incomes we should add. Under incomes we should add this value, and again when we have to note means under balance sheet assets we have to note this one. Number 2, subscription. Received in advance, pre-received subscription. So incomes first we should minus under balance sheet. It should be considered as a liability. Pre-received, not paid, received. So received is nothing but incomes only, but we should be deducted from the incomes. That means advance next year income they are given. So we won't consider, only we consider present. So we have to add. So pre-received means future, so we should deduct. Again it should be treated as a liability. In the next year we should be balanced that one. Outstanding salary. Salary is an expenses actual. Outstanding is net. We should add to the salary. And again in the balance sheet we should write under liabilities. Because expenses, so it is a liability. Depreciate sports materials by rupees 8,000. Directly value is given. Instead of this value, they are given percentage, means we have to calculate the depreciation of this sports material and purchase of 2 sports materials are there. So we have to calculate the depreciation both the values. But apart from that, directly value is given. First, we should be considered as a expenses, and we will write under balance sheet. We should deduct the expenses and balance sheet we have to roll. And half of entrance fees, half income, half capital, that is balance sheet. Like this we have to classify the transaction of this one while preparation of the receipts and payments account and income and expenditure account. We have to consider this one in this manner only. We have to move to preparation of the income and expenditure account of Karavali Sports Club. First we have to write down the heading Karavali Sports Club. After that we will write which account we are prepared. So later on we have to go to the solution. So already we classified here. Now it's time to mark the preparation of the account. We will write the heading Karavali Sports Club. Next slide. Income and expenditure account as on 31st March 2020. We will draw the columns for this. So we will write debit and credit compulsorily. Expenditure amount, incomes amount. We should write debit and credit compulsorily. We will fulfill the conditions and we will write all the transactions like this only. So expenses rupees, incomes rupees. Income and expenditure account, it is totally based on receipts and payments account only. So if any adjustment is there, means we have to adjust, otherwise we should transfer directly. Let's come to know. So under expenses, like first point what they are given. First already we have to classify the expenses. That expenses we have transferred here. And incomes also we should be classified. That incomes will be transferred to the credit side. Later on any adjustment is there, that also we have to follow. finally we have to find out whether we have to get surplus or deficit, whether we have to get income over expenses or expenses over incomes, that we have to know. So first we have to transfer the payments to the expenditure side. So by salary is there, we should write here to salary. To salary. The value of salary is 22,000. We should write in the inner column itself. Why means? Because we have the adjustments of this salary. So one outstanding for the present year is there, last year outstanding is there. So that we have to adjust now. Add outstanding salary. In bracket we have to mention 2020 adjustment number 3 says that outstanding salary rupees 4,000 they are given. 22 plus 4, 26,000 is the actual salary of the present year. In this present year, last year's salary is there, that we have to deduct minus outstanding. In bracket mentioned that 2019. So that is 5,000. So 26 minus 5, 21,000 is the present year actual salary which the company, which this sports club is bear. So 21,000. So after that, second thing that they are given, sports materials is given, that belongs to balance sheet. Investment, that belongs to balance sheet. Fixed deposit, that belongs to balance sheet. And next one is a postage is there, that is the expenses. We should write here postage. To postage 1,500. 1,500. After postage, lighting charges is there. To lighting charges. Lighting charges. The lighting charges value they are given, that is 2,000. After that, what we are given? Balance carried down. So that belongs to new balance sheet. We have to ignore that one. Let's come to the receipt side. What the transactions we have to classify under the receipt side, that will be transferred to the income. So first point, to balance brought down is there, we won't consider. Later on, second point, to subscription is there, we will write by subscription. By subscription. Actual value of subscription is 70,000. For this subscription, we should add outstanding subscription. In bracket mentioned that 2020 present year subscription which is given in the adjustment number 1, that is outstanding subscription 5,000. 70 plus 5, 75,000. Minus pre-issued 2020 only 2,000 minus outstanding 2019 minus outstanding 2019 again 2,000 75,000 minus 4,000 71,000 is the actual value of subscription we have to receive, that is 71,000. Let's come to the second point what they are given, to entrance fees. For this there is adjustment. Half of entrance fees to be capitalized, that means half is a income, remaining half portion is a capital. Half entrance fees. Entrance fees. In bracket, actual entrance fees is 10,000 into 1 divided by 2. We will write, so we will get 5,000. That 5,000 will be considered as a income. After that, after entrance fees we have to know. So sale of old sports materials we will write by sale by sale of. हेलो वालेकुम सलाम, बोलो जाकिर। जाकिर कॉलेज में हूँ बा कोलार का है, बोलिए क्या नहीं पर्सनल काम से बा, आज तो रजा में छून सो कॉलेज करने आखूँ मैं क्या किए। हाँ हाँ अच्छा छोड़ो बोलन दे अल। हाँ 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 छोड़ो कैसा कि देखो बा हमारे पास 250 है, नहीं सो नहीं, झूठ नहीं। वत वत दूसरे सब दूसरे बता बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है। अब उसकी चीज़ उसे प्यारी, हमारी चीज़ हमें प्यारी। शायद तूने क्या तो बोला नहीं और हमारे खराब नहीं, अच्छा नहीं हमारे खराब इतने अच्छे हैं, होती बात बोलना समझ उस। हाँ हाँ वही की छूटा उसके उसे बीटी जब हमारा खराब लेकिन काला तो नदियों का बच्चा है उसका बाबा, वो उन्हें ऊपर से उसके उसे बीट दे रहे सब वो ये की है। अच्छा है अच्छा है। अब फिर बस तो नहीं जकेरा में 15 रोज में निकलती है। नहीं आप निकलिए इस बच्चे को कल ले परसों निकलिए सब तुम ना होना पहले उठा देते हो ले लेते हैं। हाँ हाँ काम कर तो नहीं है मेरे पास प्योर नहीं है सो हाँ भी उनके भी आपको वही टेक्निक है सो एक काम करो सुबह निकल सोमो सो तुम्हें कब फ्री है दिन बोलो अब 3 रोज में बुला ले जब दिखा लगा तो। हाँ उठती है ताकि मैं बोले इसका बहुत झूठ बोल देने की जरूरत नहीं, 250 है मैं दिखा कर दिया सुना। हाँ खैर हम जब ऐसा सोचे मैं जाके तेरे तो सुबह फ्री हो तो सुबह की परसों की बुला ले जब दिखाता हूँ तुमने कौन सा बात देख लियो बात ना तो बच्चे बिना मैं पकड़ देता हूँ। हाँ मेहनत करनी चाहिए। हाँ मतलब मेहनत करनी चाहिए। हाँ बना तो दिखाता हूँ कैसे बना दिखा देते हैं। मैं कहता हूँ उनको नहीं रत्ती धूप में सूखो ना उड़े तो कहीं बोल थी लियो बहुत अच्छा होती। खैर ऐसा कि निशानी दियो अच्छा लियो बस। हाँ कौन सा बोला? ये एक और एक बच्चा चलो ना मार डाले बात है वो कैसा कि लड़के को काला भी हुआ और एक बच्चे मार डाली एक ही 6 सुबह। उसके जोड़ पे कोसा की जल्दी आपको बढ़ जा रहा है घर में इतना उठा फिरता है जब जा रहे हैं 3 दिन से। नहीं नहीं सुबह ही भूख उड़े वो सुबह ही 7 बजे को छोड़ डाला 7 से 9 तक पड़ा रहता है वो बाद में उनको आई सो। मैं आप फोन कर दूंगा सर फिर वैसा करो दे दो नो की तो सही दे रही हूँ उसमें धोखा नहीं हमारे में दे तू लियो। नेक्स्ट सेल ऑफ ओल्ड स्पोर्ट्स मटेरियल value is 2000. After that by sale of old newspapers value is 800. After that by rent rupees 15,000. rent is rupees 15,000. See, all the transactions we transferred here. All the transactions we transferred here. Now we have to move to the adjustments. Adjustment number one, what it will say, outstanding subscription that already we considered here. Adjustment number two, pre-issued subscription, that is also we should consider here. Adjustment number three, outstanding salary we should consider here. Adjustment number four, depreciate sports materials, they are given, we should write directly to the debit side to depreciation of sports materials. Directly value they are given 8,000 rupees, we should transfer here. Next, adjustment number 5, half of entrance fees should be considered as capital, so remaining half we should be considered as a income. So all the transactions we have to transfer. Now we have to know whether we have to get a surplus or deficit. If credit side we have a higher value than the debit side, we will get surplus. If the debit side we will get the highest value than the credit side, we should be considered as a deficit, surplus or deficit we have to get. Now this side we have a highest value, credit side only we will get 93,800. Here also 93,800. Out of this 93,800, deduct few values, we will get the difference. The difference is 61,300. For this we will give the name to excess of income over expenditure or expenses, in bracket surplus. Instead of profit, we use the term surplus only. We have to do surplus. So all the transactions we have to fulfill. We have to move to preparation of new balance sheet of this Karavali Sports Club. We have to draw the columns for balance sheet. Already you people know very well that all the transactions are clear, all the balance sheet adjustments we have to know. So directly we have to move to the preparation of balance sheet. For the sake of preparation of balance sheet, we will draw the columns. Before drawing the columns, we will write down the heading. Balance sheet as on 31st March 2020. So from the balance sheet and the left hand side, liabilities, amount, assets, amount, liabilities amount, assets amount. And the liability side, first thing what we have to work is capital fund. Already we have a capital fund in the previous balance sheet, that is 64,000. For this capital fund, we should add half entrance fees. Half entrance fees, actual entrance fees is 10,000. In that half means 5,000. That 5,000 we should add here. Add surplus. surplus is 61,300. While making the total of these three, we will get 1,30,300. 1,30,300. This is the total of the 364,000 plus 5,000 plus 61,300. We will get 1,30,300 is the actual value of this. Next, any other liabilities are given in the old balance sheet? No other liabilities. Let's come to the asset side. Asset side, first point they are given cash at bank. Cash at bank is given, actually is 27,300. 27,300. After that we have sports materials. For this sports materials, we will write in the inner column, that is 30,030. For this, we have an adjustment under receipts and payments of purchases. Purchases of SM sports materials, the value is 10,000. 30 plus 10, we will know 40,000. Minus depreciation, already they are given under adjustment number 4, that is rupees 8,000. We will get 32,000 is the value of sports materials. And furniture. There is no adjustment for the furniture. We will write directly 22,000. 22,000. Let's come to other assets, which are those investment. The value of investment is 30,030. After this, fixed deposit. Fixed deposits. The fixed deposit value is 20,000. So, in the receipts and payments account and the old balance sheet, all the assets and liabilities we will transfer here. Let's come to the adjustment. Adjustment number 1, it will say outstanding subscription. Once we should add it to the income, again we should write in the liability assets of the balance sheet. Outstanding subscription. Value is 5,000. Adjustment number 2, it will say that pre-received subscription, once we should be deducted from the incomes, again it should be considered as a liability. Pre-received subscription. That is 2,000. Adjustment number 3, outstanding salary, once we should be added to the expenses, again we should be considered as a liability. Outstanding subscription. That is value they are given 4,000. Adjustment number 4, depreciate sports materials. Once we should be considered as expenses, again it should be deducted from the balance sheet. Adjustment number 5, half of entrance fees to be considered as a capital, half will be the income, half will be the added to the capital. All the transactions we have to fulfill. Now it's time to know what is the total balance of balance sheet. We will make a total of balance sheet. We have to get equal balance in the both the columns. So we will get 1,36,300. Same balance here also 1,36,300 we have to get like this. we have to fulfill all the conditions and we have to prepare the ledger accounts of so and so particular company. So my dear students, I think you people have been understood. If you have any doubts related to this means, you can directly contact me. I will make a solution for your doubts and all. Thank you everyone.